LeGarrette Blount with me in the Nesson Studios. LG, we got just about a week and a half before the Super Bowl begins. So before we get into game prep, I want to know about the lead up. You've had the courtesy of being both the favorite in 2 Super Bowls and the underdog in 1 as well with the Eagles. Let's start with the lead up. When it comes to it, what did you learn in your first Super Bowl that carried over to your second and third of how you're able to approach it better and be more focused on the game?
So every Super Bowl, what I've learned is that every Super Bowl is different, right? No matter the team you play against, you can play against the same team, and the Super Bowl is going to be different. Everybody's coming with different energy. It's the most important game of the entire season, no matter how you look at it. I know everybody says one game at a time, but this is always going to be the most important game. It is unmatched, the energy. So one thing that you have to always be aware of and be cognizant of is the fact that when they say you can drain your energy from being there, that is an absolute true statement. You can drain your energy through doing all the events that comes with the Super Bowl. That's why New England always was like, hey man, let your family handle this. Let your wife and kids do all the Super Bowl experiences and the fun things and all that cool stuff. Let your family do that. You personally, you come here for one thing and one thing only. That is the only thing that needs to be on your mind. That's the only thing that needs to be on your phone, on your iPad, when you're looking at TV. It needs to be old Super Bowls or whatever. This is what you come here for. And I think a lot of guys lose track of that. You're going to you see a lot of guys going to the mall. You're going to see a lot of guys going to dinner with your family throughout the week. And I understand, granted, I'm not saying that that's wrong or you shouldn't do that, but I'm just saying, like, those are distractions. Whether you want to believe it or take it as such or not, they're distractions. Just things like that. Those are things that I've learned, man, that you got to stay away from. I learned that immediately. I learned that you got to be in bed around a certain time. You got to try to get your rest and your sleep, and that all coincides with everything that you have to do with the team. Media day, team pictures, team practice, all this stuff right here. Those are the things that need to be. Obviously, you have to do them, but those are the things that they need to stop at. You don't need the extracurricular activities, going shopping at the mall, meeting up with other players from the other team that you used to play with. Yada, yada, yada. Like, you don't need all that. Just focus on the task at hand. And you only got to focus on that for 2 weeks, fellas. 2 weeks.
As always, Patriots, all business, and it's smart because the Super Bowl is only fun if you win it. Now, your first 2 trips to the Super Bowl were with the Pats. The favorite, as always, is New England when it comes to that game. Take me into that, the week leading up in preparation to being the favorite. Because how do you walk that line of preparing for a game, not taking a win for granted and remaining confident, but don't let that confidence become arrogance where you end up getting upended by your opponent in the Super Bowl?
Right. So, Bill expresses it. He expresses it ad nauseum, to the point to where he has a meeting with us. And then, his staff send out an email to your spouses or better halves, bring them into the building, wives, kids, aunt, uncle, grandma, whoever it is, have a meeting with them and tell them, look, all this, tickets, stay, travel, who's going, who's not, this is you guys' job. It doesn't matter who is in your ear about what. Do not bring it to him. Do not talk about it to him. Do not discuss it with him. This is all, like, my people will tell you that they've had this conversation with the team and with Bill a couple times, and it's a real conversation because some people leave out there like totally shocked, like, wait, what? We're not supposed to hang out with them while they're at the Super Bowl. Or we're not supposed to take them to the NFL experience with the kids. Or, you know what I'm saying? There's like things like that. And this, again, man, you got to stay focused, and that speaks volumes up to the player that you are, how important it is to you, what it means to the team, what it means to you. It goes without saying, that's success. When you get to that one game, a lot of people choke it off.
I just love that image of Bill Belichick bringing your whole family into a meeting room, having a stern talking to grandma and grandpa, mom and dad, the wife,
Yes.
the kids. Everyone has to be on the same page. Hey, that's what makes Bill Belichick the GOAT coach. All right, now let's go to the Eagles, because that whole postseason, Philly was the underdog. You ride in, shootout with Tom Brady and the Patriots, but going up to that as the underdog, how do you not let the moment get too big? Now, given you're a guy along with Chris Long on that team, where you guys had past experience from Super Bowls with the Pats to lean on, but as the underdog, the whole team, how do you not let the moment get too big and focus on the Super Bowl?
For as far as being the underdog, that was motivation enough for us, because we felt like we had done any and everything that we could have possibly done to prove that we were the best team, right? We beat all the teams that they thought were going to blow us out, all the teams that they thought were going to be like, oh, these, even the tough games, that Atlanta game, that wasn't an easy game, even the tough games, we played hard all the way through, and for us not to get the respect it created a different animal for us. Right. So you started seeing guys come out with the underdog mask on. You started seeing Lane and Chris Long come out with these masks on with the dogs or whatever. You start seeing these things, and we rolled that wave all the way into the Super Bowl. And even being the underdog there, there was a speech that could have been had, or a lesson that could be learned. Like, understand that they're not going to respect us when it comes to us playing against Tom Brady. Doesn't matter who he has on his team. When it comes to Tom Brady, they are not going to show you the respect that you deserve, because you can't go out there and be like, oh, well, it's just Tom Brady. Well, it's not just Tom Brady. You're talking about the greatest of all time here. Let's get it right. So we went in there understanding that in order for us to beat these guys, we was going to have to score a lot of points. We knew that their offense was prolific. We knew that they had Dion, they had James, they had Bolden, they had Gronk, they had Julian, they had DA, they had Hogue. They had the whole nine, and the defense was obviously spectacular. Being the fact that they had all the guys that have been winning, recent Super Bowls with them, they brought them almost all back. It is, you got to take all those things in stride. You got to use it as fuel to motivate you and your team to go out there and prove to people that, look, bro, you can call us underdogs all you want, but we control the outcome of the game, and it's about us. It's not about y'all. So when we come out on top, we want the respect.
And this goes back to what you said to open. No two Super Bowls are the same. Now, the three you were a part of, 28-3 comeback against the Falcons. Before that, the Malcolm Butler interception at the goal line. Then Philly, over 1,100 yards of offense, a 41-33 shootout win over Tom Brady and the Patriots. Out of those three Super Bowls, LG, which one's your favorite? I got to know.
I'm going to say my very, very favorite is the Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl. And my reasoning why is because I was 10 yards from a 100-yard game. And I asked Deuce, can I go get – well, I didn't know until like close to the end. And I was asking Deuce, can I go get those 10 yards? He was like, man, we got to make sure Jay play. We got to make sure Corey play. And rightfully so, because Corey Clement had a great game, right? Jay had some nice runs too, but those should have been mine. I needed that 100 yards against Bill so I could talk about it every time I see him.
Hey, you had that 21-yard touchdown run in there, so not bad. You couldn't get to 100, but you found the end zone. Now, LG,
yes,
you've been with Brady for 2 Super Bowl wins. You beat him in 1. His retirement, big. It feels for real this time, as we saw in that video from him. What did Tom Brady mean to you in your career? What do you remember most about playing with him?
Man, his confidence in me, it peaks. It peaks at nothing. He will reassure you. More than anyone I know, LG, we need you. LG, we need you. You're gonna break one, LG, or you're gonna pop one, LG. It's always something positive and good coming from him. It's all right. We just gotta hold on to the ball or whatever it is. He's always positive reinforcement. He's always been amazing with my kids. They love him to death. He's really personable, man. It's so many things about him that I can say that makes him a personal friend and a good guy, a good person to me. But all in all, man, there is nothing that you can say bad about this guy, considering the fact that he does so much for people. You know, he's a loving father, as everyone sees. He's criticized about how much affection he shows his kids. And I show my kids the same affection. I freaking kiss my kids on the lips. Like, I don't care. Like, my son, like, he's 13. You know, he'll get away from me and be like, "Oh, Dad," you know what I'm saying? It's like, so what, bro? Come here. You know, it's like, that's my guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's your guy. Like, imagine how much you love a best friend or, you know, someone like that. You love this even 100 million times more. So, you know, man, he's a great dude, and he takes everything in stride, and there's nothing that I can say bad about him, man. He's a great dude, and he's always treated me with the utmost respect and showed me the most love ever.
What I love about that answer, go it off the field, go on the field, go as a teammate as well. LG, you're the GOAT for always taking the time to join me, man. Appreciate the insight. Next week, we'll finally talk about the Super Bowl. I look forward to that, brother.
I appreciate it, man. Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to it.